Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the topic of stair builder. For those of you who don't know, the stair builder is a function from UDB where you can use lines to make stairs. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. But also, I'm going to teach you how to use it to make gradients and to make lighting, lighting gradients. So for example, we have this map here which is pretty dark, and we have all those torches, and I'm gonna divide the torches here, just so you know. I'm gonna do the left, and the right is gonna be just simple lighting. Okay, so I'm gonna do like 192 for lighting. So on the right, you can see that this is general flat lighting. And on the left, we're going to use the stair builder mode. How does it work? So you go into line depth mode. You select the lines that you want to use to make the stairs. And you click on stair sector builder mode, which I'm going to call stairs mode because it's shorter. And this is the menu that opens. The number of sectors area is how many steps you want to create. The sector depth is the depth of the sector. So if you have like a 2 pixel deep, it's very short. But if you have an 8 pixel deep, it's a little bit long. The spacing, I have no idea what it's for, but I'm gonna distinct base heights. I also don't untag, but side, we're gonna switch it to the back. So as you can see, it's expanding from the center because it's from the back of the line depths. Okay, and we also have single steps, which is what unites all of the steps together. If you don't do that, you have this type of stairs. If you do that, they all get united, which is what we want to go for. Okay? If you want to have distinct sectors, you could have this. If you want to make a staircase that goes around, you could do that. For example, if I want to make a staircase that goes around this, I could make a 48 deep, and I could raise each one by 16. That's one way to use the sectors mode. But since I'm using it for lighting, this is what I'm going to do. Okay? So I'm going to press OK. And now we have all of these sectors here. Okay? And I'm going to do the same for the inside. I'm going to do the same for the inside, but I'm going to do it 4 instead of 8. Okay? And what is that for? Because I want to do gradients. I'm going to do 256, 240, 224, 208. That is a gradient. Okay? It's very, very light. But I'm going to do it 192 like this. You can see the gradient. And I'm going to start here with 192 and go down. 176, 160, 140, 128. You see? So on the left, we have, I think this one looks a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, so you have to adjust it to your needs, but on the left you have a gradient lighting, and here you have a flat lighting. Okay, just to make sure, there is no better one, okay? I just want to make sure that everybody understands that gradient lighting isn't better than a stark lighting contrast. It depends on what you're trying to achieve, okay? So, for example, if you play fava beans, the classic Doom 1 replacement wood, you're going to see a lot of stark lighting like this in moments that really shine. I still remember one of the Nukage areas that has stark lighting like this, and it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty unique. It's a different way to convey lighting, and it can be useful, you know. So at the same time, this is also very useful if you want to go for a more realistic approach. Let's do the same to this area here. Okay. So we're gonna do 4, and we're gonna do like 4 steps, single steps, and as you can see, they are not like connected to the wall, so you're gonna have to do it manually. So what I do is I just join them. And that's that. And the same thing for here. You can see that it's going on a straight line there. And so what we do is we just do the gradient. You see? So on one side we have stark lighting, and on the other side we have gradient lighting. Okay? Another way you can use the stair builder is to create to copy the same structure outside of the thing we have. So for example, I have this opening here, and I want to make it I want to make a metal like, you're gonna see, I want to make like a metal rim, you know, and so I'm gonna do 5 of these from the back, okay, and you're gonna see why. And why am I doing that? Because I'm gonna raise this brightness to 192, and I'm gonna use metal here. And on the outer border, I'm gonna lower it. Gonna use CO5 underline 2. And I'm gonna do this metal rim. You see? And so to do the lighting here, I'm gonna use these 2 with 176. And the rest will be slowly becoming a gradient. You see that? There is a way to remove the lighting from the ceiling, and I'm going to explain right now because it's pretty simple to do. So you make a little dummy sector, which is, wink wink, a tip for the next video. I'm going to talk about dummy sectors. And you're going to use change ceiling brightness to this brightness and add a tag. Okay, so tag 1, for example. And I'm going to select these and use tag 1. And I want the ceiling brightness to be 96. So this sector that the line depth is facing has to be 96. And once we go here, you know, what happened there? No idea. But once we go here, if you have enhanced rendering activated, which is activated by tab, you can see how the lighting changes. You see? Now the lights is entering on the floor, but on the ceiling it's very natural looking. Because this is not natural. This is not how light works, you know. But this looks more natural. So that's a simple usage of the change ceiling brightness to this brightness. And this is a simple dummy sector. I generally make them very small because, you know, there's no need to have a huge dummy sector. So I generally use triangles or squares. In my next video, I'm going to talk about that better. And next step is to use the stair builder to actually make stairs. So I'm going to select this line. And what I want the stair builder to do is to reproduce these lines. Okay? So I'm going to select it, click it, and then I have the option of creating the sectors. So I'm going to create 4. The depth is the size of the step, so it's going to be 32. And I'm going to make it 16 floor height modification. So it's going to raise 16 with each step. And I'm going to raise 16 with each ceiling height. And it shows you what the first step height is and what's the last step height is. And the same for the ceiling. And once I press OK, you're going to see that it has made the stairs. Okay? So I'm just going to texture it real quick. Not much texture variation here because this is a simple tutorial map. So I'm focused more on the substance. I want to do another set of stairs here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. From the back, single steps. I'm going to make it 24, you know. And I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to decrease the size of this pond here a little bit. And I'm going to do this. Okay, just so I have everything kind of in place. Okay, so now I forgot to do the steps. Okay, I forgot to do the steps. I'm gonna do it manually, which is not a problem. Okay, I'm gonna raise the ceiling also. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You have to unselect both. 1, 2. If you do it manually, this is what it looks like. Okay, it's not a problem as long as you get the result you want. So yeah. And for my final step sector trick here, I'm gonna do a death floor. Okay, this is gonna be the final area of the map. So it's going to be a death floor. And in this death floor, what's going to happen is that it's going to be a lava pit, you know. It's going to be a lava pit. And why a lava pit? Because I want to teach you how to do Ancient Aliens style liquid lighting, which is very, very similar to this, but towards the center. It's more like this, you know? So I'm going to select this. I'm going to go into lines mode. I have to make sure that all the lines are facing the same way. Let me show you why. So these 2 lines are facing outside, and you are going to see that that's going to be a problem because look at that. Okay, so make sure that all the lines, let me see if there's a way around that. I think single steps, single direction. No, that's not what it makes. Okay, so you gotta go back and you gotta go into line depth mode and press F to flip these 2 lines inside. Then you have to select this, go into stairs mode, do a very small sector depth, like 4 or 2, and then you make like about 5 or 6 lighting steps. I'm gonna do 5 because it's the center plus 5. So I'm gonna make this very bright, and then I'm gonna go around decreasing the brightness with each sector, and this is what that looks like. You see? So if you get real close, you can see the gradient, but from the player's perspective, it's a very natural looking gradient because the steps are so small that it doesn't look, even on the ceiling, look at that, it doesn't look like the steps are visible from a distance. So it's a very effective way to improve your mapping, ambience, atmosphere, you know? And those are the 4 basic ways in which we can use the stair builder to create stairs, to create lighting, to create these types of rims. You can even join these 2 sectors if you want. You know, these 2 would be the same. Yep. And that's it. That's the basics of it, you know. I hope it's been useful. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye bye.